Airbnb. I love this company. I talk about it all the time. And I think it's a really interesting company to consider within this broader trend of digital transformation, kind of for a few reasons. I mean, one of the things that Airbnb has noted is playing an increasing role in kind of the company's overall revenue growth and profitability is this trend of people not just, vacationing in Airbnbs, but actually living in Airbnbs. The CEO of Airbnb actually recently said that he is going to be living in Airbnbs around the country and going back and forth between these different locations. And I think where he's usually based in San Francisco. So one of the things that's really cool about it is as we're seeing more people that are working remotely and more people that are kind of having more flexible job options, a platform like Airbnb provides a lot of flexibility for people to kind of live and move where they want at any given time. Another way that I think the company kind of fits into this theme is the fact that it does provide a way not just for consumers to find cool places to live literally almost anywhere in the world, but you have a lot of people that are making substantial income through Airbnb. So hosts usually have, I think, a 3% service fee that's taken out of the total. But whether you rent out a room in your apartment or you rent out multiple locations, this can be an incredible source of side income or even someone's entire income, depending on how many properties they run. Airbnb actually just released on February 3rd a report saying that Airbnb hosts have earned a total of $150 billion through the platform since 2010, with 60 billion of those dollars being earned in the US. So just incredible opportunity for people kind of on both sides of the relationship on this platform. As a user, someone like me, who stays in Airbnbs, it's an incredible opportunity to live like a local, stay in different places around the world, work remotely for extended periods of time. And then as the host, you have really unlimited ways to earn income through the platform. Another thing that was interesting is Airbnb recently ordered a consumer survey of 7,500 people across 5 different countries. And nearly 2/3 of respondents say they have come to expect more flexibility from their employers, and employers around the world are taking note. So the reason I mention all this is Airbnb is very much kind of pushing this idea of its platform not being just something that people think of in the context of vacation, but much more so a place where people are going to live and to sort of factor this into their everyday lives, with more people going into flexible and remote living situations, kind of permanently, and being able to maybe never have to go back to the office again. Airbnb reports their fourth quarter and full year earnings, I think later this month. But just a quick snapshot, in the most recent quarter reported its third quarter revenue of $2.2 billion. That was the most revenue the company has ever reported in its history. And that revenue was 36% higher than in the third quarter of 2019, so before the pandemic. The company also reported net income of $834 million during the 3-month period, which was not only the highest quarter of revenue growth, but also its most profitable quarter in its company history. And that net income was actually up 213% compared to the third quarter of 2019. So again, loving those pre-pandemic comparisons to kind of see, how much of this is normalizing from the, height of the pandemic or not. So really promising company. I really love that they've kind of shifted this kind of view of their business model to being something that's very much part of the remote and hybrid work revolution. I'm really excited to see where it's going in the years ahead.
Really cool. Yeah. And like you said, I think they're reporting next Wednesday or so, or the 15th maybe. And yep, and I'll be watching that because I remember last quarter the question was the prices have rebounded a lot since the pandemic, but their actual volume hasn't quite got back into positive territory. It was close. I think it was down 7% last quarter versus the prices, 29%. It's down 7% from 2 years ago, so I haven't fully recovered in terms of their volume from 2019. But I think it's pretty clear that's going to happen this quarter. So it'll be interesting to watch where they go from there.
Yeah,
very cool. Yeah,
one thing I noticed, I don't follow it too much, but I think it was either last quarter or quarter before that, they mentioned that they're seeing a nice increase of the time people rent out, and I think it's so longer term invest renting to some extent. And I think that's also thanks to like the ability of a lot of people being able to work from home, the ability to kind of hybrid work style. I know in my previous job when I was working from home for a bit, I actually did an Airbnb for about a month, because I had the ability to do so. And I think that right now is also helping. I think I was just looking for one in some of the locations I used to go to, and they're booked up like crazy at the moment.
Yeah, no, people are living in those stays of 28 days or more, which is what they define as long-term stays, are increasingly accounting for more of their overall kind of balance sheet growth. So definitely impressive, and I think a good sign for the future.